on about her afterwards, and you're just going to have to bear with me. Seeing my children and grandchildren standing here all together today sure made me a very proud mum and nanny. Loz and Benj, this day is a credit to you both. 18 months of all your hard work and planning, a day that I will treasure always. I know Pop's looking down on you, and I'm sure he had a hand in the weather. When we first met Benj, we all recall he always used to smell nice, and Amy and Mitch said the smell used to linger after he's wet. His hair was always perfect and spiky. Benji's number plates on his car at the time was bizarre, and Amy and Mitch had me really believing that was his last name. And being so gullible, a trait that Loz takes after me, I believed them. It took about 3 months till I found out the truth, and I think, Loz, it's better being Lauren Ward than Lauren Bazaar. Benj, you've been part of our family now for over 6 years, and along with Aaron, I'm blessed to have 2 son-in-laws that I think the world of. Benj, we all knew you were the right one for Loz after you had been shopping with her. As anyone knows, Loz's shopping expeditions are pretty traumatic. After Loz had changed her mind about the 3rd time about the wedding invitations, place settings, I looked at Benj in his laid-back way as usual, and I asked him how he was going with it all. He replied, as long as she's happy and she doesn't change her mind about marrying me. Well, Benj, I can't thank you enough for loving my daughter and making her happy. I couldn't ask for anything more. And now, Loz, this has been really hard. I just couldn't get my head around it. Loz has never had an 18th or a 21st or anything, so I haven't had the privilege of speaking about it, but she's always been my little precious princess. That's what I've always called her. And I suppose out of all my children, she's worried me the most because she is so much like me in some of the ways. Like I said, gullible. We're pretty stubborn. So, but I don't know, I'm just so proud of her and everything she's done over her life. She's always been a very family girl. Loves her brother and sister to death, and her nephews and her brother-in-law, and me, and her dad. Also, sorry Mark, I want to thank you for my 3 beautiful children too, before I forget you. Lauren started work at First National about 10 years ago with Tony, and I can't thank Tony enough on my behalf for you've been just such a terrific boss and a friend to Loz and all the First National up there, especially Jeff and everybody else. I know she treasures you, and you've really, there's been so many times that you've just come through for her and for me also, and you're not forgotten. Loz, I don't know what else to say about you. I don't know, I love you to death. Couldn't have a better daughter. Sorry, and Amy. Sorry, I've got 2. I know. I don't know, I'm just so proud of you. There's so many things, there's so many little funny little stories. I suppose I have to tell you about the one about Loz has got a bit of an affiliation with peas. She can't stand them, and Nicole will remember this, as well as Mitch and Amy. We all lived together, and back then you had, you know, the pot plants that were plastic and wooden bits, and apparently Lauren used to just put all her peas into the pot plant, and I didn't realise this until after we were moving out. There were all these peas there, and to this day she still doesn't like peas, and she won't cook them for Benji or anything at all. There was also a little gathering, I think Serena will remember about this. Amy tells this story pretty good. Lozzie was having a little gathering. I was up in Sydney, and she asked if she could have about 10 friends around or so for pizza or whatever, and I said that's fine. Well, anyway, I get a phone call in Sydney, and the little gathering apparently turned out to be at about 150 people or so. And Amy, apparently the neighbours were calling the police, and Amy and everybody, so very frantic, and I was up in Sydney, so. But anyway, you're a treasure. I love you to death. I am so proud of the 2 of you today. You make such a beautiful couple. I love being around you both, and I couldn't ask for any better thing for you both. Just a lot of love, luck and happiness always.